Welcome back to Chapter 2 of our Introduction to the EILAB at the University of Ontario Institute of Technology in Oshawa, Canada. This chapter will cover a brief overview of the data collection methods available in the lab. Scientific research typically starts with an interesting question, moves to an assessment of existing research, and then on to generating data related to this question. Along with many of the social sciences, research in educational informatics follows this model. This means the success of a research project is often directly related to the quality of the data generated. For this reason, facilitating the collection of quality data stands at the heart of the EILAB, both as a physical infrastructure and as a virtual community of associated researchers. Methodologies for generating data related to human-computer interactions can be divided into three basic types. These are participant self-reporting, researcher observation of live or recorded activity, and automated response tracking. Each of these approaches, taken separately, possesses strengths and limitations. The use of self-report instruments allows researchers to gather data from large populations efficiently and affordably, but may provide data of uneven reliability. Direct observation of activity in a controlled setting often achieves higher levels of reliability, but can be time-consuming and expensive. Automated response tracking systems are also reliable but expensive. Moreover, they are often focused on a very specific dimension, and for that reason may function best to provide supplemental data. Of course, in each case, limitations are contextual and can be mitigated to various degrees. Interestingly, from the perspective of educational informatics, each of these data collection methodologies is facilitated through a symbiotic relationship between human researchers and digital computers, or more specifically, between human minds and cognitive machines. In the case of self-reports, human researchers establish survey questions, and the computer both presents them to the participant and analyzes responses. In the case of observation, the computer augments the visual and auditory perceptions of the researcher, providing many sets of ears and eyes capable of high-fidelity recording and playback. Finally, in the case of automated data collection, human-designed computer applications play the lead role, tracking and recording specific sets of phenomena, most of which are difficult or impossible for humans to detect, let alone track on their own. The EILAB provides rich support for all three methodologies. However, its current affordances have been optimized for a mixed method approach focusing on simultaneous multi-perspective recording and automated tracking of human-computer interactions, and capturing interactions of individuals with mobile devices, including populations with cognitive challenges or atypical functioning, such as individuals diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. Let's take a look at these affordances. Multi-perspective recorded observation. The physical EILAB features a furnished participant activity area and a glassed-in observation room. The entire facility is configured with multiple high-speed networks and an array of audio and video recording affordances. On the hardware side, these include 4 networked ceiling-mounted cameras, 2 offering high definition and 2 providing high degrees of rotation and zoom, high-definition tripod-mountable cameras, several studio-quality audio capture devices, an audio mixer, and a specifically configured dual-display PC workstation, providing the horsepower and audio-visual connections to make it all sing. On the software side, the PC workstation is configured with Media Recorder, one of 3 major applications in the Noldus scientific software suite. This application is capable of recording simultaneous data streams from up to 4 cameras and multiple audio devices. It supports the capture of discrete, synchronized video streams and several picture-in-picture configurations. In addition to media recording software, the EILAB workstation is also configured with camera control software, allowing full configuration and pan, tilt, and zoom control for each camera. In a typical recording session, the cameras are controlled on one display, while source video streams and audio levels are displayed on the other. Although achieving optimal recording sometimes requires dexterity, particularly when a participant wanders during an observation, much can be achieved via predefined configurations and hotkey sequences. Computer automated tracking. Currently, the EILAB is configured to support the identification and tracking of emotional states via the NOLDIS Face Reader application. Future acquisitions may include an eye tracking solution and other types of human response systems. Face Reader uses artificial intelligence to classify facial expressions of either live or recorded individuals using Ekman's basic or universal emotions. These are happy, sad, angry, surprised, scared, disgusted, and neutral. Face Reader can also track gaze direction, head orientation, subject characteristics, and subtle facial states based on muscular configurations. 3 layers power Face Reader. The first detects a participant's face. The second layer models the face. The third layer achieves actual classification of the facial expressions. The first 2 layers are based on well-established scientific algorithms. The third layer was developed by training an artificial neural network using over 10,000 manually annotated images. Face Reader's main output is an analysis of the facial expressions of the participant. This output can be visualized in several different charts and exported to log files. Under optimal conditions, which includes controlled lighting and limited participant movement, Face Reader delivers a wealth of data that would be too onerous to collect manually and without significant observational experience. This data can be related to numerous analytical constructs such as motivational flow, self-efficacy, and digital competency. Mobile device usage. The EILAB is equipped with a broadly representative inventory of mobile devices from leading manufacturers. During observations within the EILAB environment, the displays of these devices are typically mirrored on a large screen for observation and recording, and this video stream is synchronized with those focused on the participant. Some EILAB researchers are conducting observations using freely or commercially available mobile applications. Others are developing custom applications to examine particular theoretical constructs. Special needs populations. The EILAB is a member of the Inclusive Design Institute, which addresses the challenges of designing information and communication systems for all potential users, including users with disabilities, varying language needs, and diverse cultural preferences. Currently, several graduate research projects are assessing human-computer interactions among participants diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. In order to support these projects in the controlled EILAB setting, special efforts have been made to construct a safe environment that accommodates the behavioral characteristics and sensory needs of this population throughout the lifespan. Researchers are constantly exploring new ways to study and serve this population. This video has covered data collection in the EILAB. Please join us again in Chapter 3 for a detailed look at data analysis in our lab.